as the creature goes down, he utters the words, "May you be as forsaken by the gods as you have forsaken one." It goes down.
I assume none of us understood that except for Mal, right?
Yep. Nothing, the spirits don't seem to be moving or attacking or anything at the moment. They seem stable, but still somewhat stressed. Spinxial, you can kind of see they're still, like, confused as they all are staring at this creature lying on the ground.
Well, I mean, I guess we've seen enough of these things come back up. Ready in case it does.
Okay.
Same. Then I'm going to reload.
Okay.
Are we doing things in initiative order at this moment?
No.
Or no? Okay, I just wasn't sure because you had said combat wasn't technically over, so...
Mm-hmm. It is actually thinking about it, because the things don't attack if there's nothing that is willing them to action.
Sure,
Sphinx,
so...
heal yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Sphinx, like, are you okay to heal yourself, or do you need me to help you out to begin with, or are you good?
I heal myself.
Yeah, you can.
And this thing's down and unconscious.
So I will, if she seems like she's good with healing herself, I'll move.
Can I use a healing hex on myself?
Yeah.
Or is that...
You are one of the legal... Oh, no, actually, healing hex might specifically say not yourself.
I'm gonna move to the other side of this altar and consecrate the other half.
Okay. No, it doesn't say you can't affect yourself.
Alright, then I will healing hex myself.
Alright, you successfully consecrate this, and you hear something in the distance on the other side of the altar go... And the spirits are still there, Sphinx can inform you. Sphinx, you can heal 16. For a moment, you feel like you're going to black out as you do that, but you hold it together. You actually would gain 15, because you take 1 point of damage from taking an action well at 0.
Is it a knowledge religion to once Sphinx says like the spirits are still around, or?
You can give me a knowledge religion.
Ooh.
Ra, you're sure that, like, maybe the altar alone isn't the only thing that is binding them here?
Okay.
The dude's body, right?
What about this thing in the middle? Is that thing evil too?
I mean, his body is technically in part of the consecrated area. I'm gonna turn on my detect evil and see if anything else in the room out of the ordinary, like, lights up.
No. Just him.
Is this the same room that I was in before?
Nope. It looks very similar. Almost as if some architect built these, but yours you definitely entered in a different way. You didn't go through, like, this whole temple thing.
Yeah, that means in the basement there's definitely a blood altar, right?
No, different building.
Oh, okay.
Different town, in fact.
So there's nothing in, like, the middle part of the thing, then?
Nope. There was something, it looked like before there may have been something hanging from the ceiling, but the ceiling is, like, collapsed in a bit.
I'd like to silence spell and detect magic.
Okay. You just see the consecrate magic on the floor. You see the magic of the giant axe laying on the ground. And that's it. And everybody else's magical items that they've all got on them.
My kid is freaking out. I'll be right back.
We've been in this situation before. The deed is not yet finished. And I don't know if we should.
And did she heard the noise behind the altar?
Mm-hmm. All the rest of you heard it as well. Like the body grumbled when she cast the second consecrate.
Binks, are you able to assess the life of this thing?
I mean, one of you knows definitively whether or not this thing is alive or dead.
I do not try to kill things, Eros. I know you do not yet understand this about me, but I have not yet decided whether I want to take its life.
Oh. If it still clings to this earth, then...
Arvos, you have ranks in knowledge religion, right? And you're an evil fellow, right?
Yeah.
Give me another knowledge religion check while you're standing there.
As I knocked
sacrifice for great power.
As I knocked it unconscious, it threatened to curse us if we did much more to it. I fear that if we end this thing's life, we may incur some sort of wrath upon us. But if we do not end its life, I do not know how those friends outside will ever be free. It is a dilemma, nonetheless.
There must be more. Maybe its power is elsewhere. Perhaps if I invisibly search around, I'll find something.
I don't think we need a sense motive. That sounds really suspicious.
Why would you need to search around? I mean, it's unconscious
dangerous.
on the ground.
He's just doing evil stuff. Don't buy.
I just got hit by a boulder.
Well, if he's invisible, like the
2 hours
spirits,
ago?
they'll see him as one of their own. So,
Well,
Right, you
everyone's
did get hit by a
questioning me.
boulder when we came in here.
Everyone's talking. I'm 5 foot stepping back and casting invisibility on myself.
Yep, his intent definitely seems questionable.
I mean, I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just preparing to attack this thing if it comes back up.
Okay.
As I'm invisible, I'd like to peer around. Who has daggers or weapons on their belts?
Yeah, who does? Is anybody carrying a dagger?
I'm not carrying a dagger. Doesn't Mal have a dagger?
No, I just have a bow and my.
Yeah, that'd be fun, Eros. I have a dagger on my belt. You should try and grab it.
I have seen that thing talk, right? Or
No.
You haven't
No.
seen it talk, no.
No.
You haven't seen
only
it do
talks
anything
inside my
weird.
mind.
Yeah.
So
all right,
you go and try and grab the dagger.
if that's the
Yeah,
only
all I
dagger,
have is my falchion. I don't have any other weapons.
I'm going for the first weapon I see
Sure.
on a belt. So if that's the first weapon,
Give me a CMB at a +10 versus Mal.
a CMB.
Yep. Or a sleight of hand, whichever you have. Because you still have to grab it from him without making it obvious that you're like.
Yeah, I wanted to roll stealth, but sleight of hand, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have ranks in it. Ranks in it. Ooh.
Okay. Does that beat your CMD, Mal?
I don't think so. Nope.
God damn it.
Okay. Yeah, so you will not successfully be able to grab that off of him.
So I feel you.
Actually, there's a bonus when you're invisible. Hold on a sec. I forget what it is.
Leaving yourself in my bed.
So he would actually technically successfully get it, and you would get a perception versus it, because it isn't actually versus CMV. It is a specific DC.
Fuck you. God damn it.
I didn't even see the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, so you'll notice that the dagger is lifted from you. But you won't know exactly where he's at, but you'll notice it's been taken.
And then does the dagger come back into my hand?
No, not quite.
Gotten rid of it. Like someone else now.
No. Not yet
Oh, okay.
with that either.
So I don't know if
But
anything happens when it's in my
something
hand.
feels weird. Like you feel momentarily disconnected from it.
How quickly has it come back to me in the past? It's instant.
In the past, it's usually within a round, roughly. But something weird is happening with this. It's also quiet. Like, it's not saying anything. There's normally, like, that light rumbling of it, like, bickering in the back of your head. but that's gone momentarily.
Does it speak to me when I?
It does not speak to you.
Okay, so I just think it's a normal dagger. Then. I will proceed to stealthily.
As soon as the dagger's gone, I'm casting darkness around this whole area around me.
Okay. Bamf! The area becomes dark. Oh, there you are, Maltronicus. There you are. And all of a sudden the dagger is out of your hand.
I look back at Meldron. Is it? Well, I guess he's in darkness, or
yeah, it's pitch black, overriding your light.
Yeah, basically this whole would encompass this. I guess Zeke, you would now be in total darkness too.
Yep.
All right, so I guess I would have to sense motive, or I might attack this thing, right? Because I think that it's trying to do something to get up.
I mean, it's pitch black. You did see like Mal cast darkness.
You would hear me cast it, yeah. Like
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's not like it's silent.
Am I able to still see this thing by moving like over here or something?
You can move on top of it and you can feel it, but it is pitch black. This is magical darkness. It is night black.
Am I able to I assume I could just drag it some out of the blackness to where I could see it?
It's crazy. It's crazy heavy. You're probably you could drag it, but you can barely see what you're grabbing on it.
Well, yeah, you said I could feel it though.
You can feel it, but it's like feeling a giant sack of something while your eyes are closed and you're trying to find a place to grip on it. So you can, but it's going to take you a lot of time to move it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm grabbing a hand or an arm or whatever and pulling it out of the darkness to right over here or whatever. Like I said, I don't know exactly how big the darkness is.
Okay.
But I want to be able to see this thing in case it gets back up.
Okay.
So I'm in darkness. I can't even see myself.
You're in darkness. Yeah. You can't even see your own hands in front of your face.
Okay, but I did know the thing was because I went to go slit its throat. I don't know where I got put in darkness, but am I on it or am I near it?
So you would be right next to it, and you would feel it suddenly starting to move, as Zeke is starting to make it, as something is kind of pulling at it.
And something's pulling at it.
Something is pulling on it as you can feel it in your hand. You have a hand rested on it because you were getting ready to do your thing. And then it moves. It's being moved somehow.
It's being moved somehow. Sorry, there's a lot of ground effects. I don't actually see these consecrates and stuff, right?
No, you do not see the consecrate.
I can't see where the
altar. All right, I'll move the altars because we don't really need the consecrates in place right now.
And it's being moved in this direction, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try and put a hand on it to follow its movement.
Okay. Yeah, so you can follow it. Zeke, what is your max lift?
Well, I'm dragging it. Wouldn't it be drag?
Okay, so you can drag it 5 feet. That is what a drag does.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Okay,
I wasn't trying to lift. I was trying to drag it.
Got it. Okay.
So, John or Steve, if either of you wishes to convince me that this is not in character, I know that you are evil. I had a good sense motive, and I just had someone try and flicker a dagger from my waist while invisible. I'm casting glitter dust on top of the god, with the suspect that Erebos is trying to kill it or do something to it, or why he's trying to take the dagger from me. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. How do you see in the dark vision or in the darkness?
Well, I can see in dark vision. I have dark vision. It's just natural dark. It's not it's not 5e darkness where you can't see without that fiend vision.
I thought darkness was magical darkness and you couldn't see through it or something.
It is magical darkness that cannot be lit up. But you can see in darkness if you have dark vision. It's not 5e dark.
Well, yeah, I just want to say my action before much else so I don't sound like I'm trying to pre-plan it. But my plan was, once Zeke has moved this close enough where I deem it to be in the altar, I don't know if I would know this in darkness, I wanted to acid dart it. But if I'm glitter dusted, that may change if that happens before that happens, I guess.
What kind of weak-ass darkness is this now?
It's terrible. Yeah.
Why is this then still a second-level spell?
I don't know. Ask the guy who keeps memorizing it for like the entirety of this time. And the first time it's been useful is because someone in the party is trying to fuck us.
Hey.
Actually, this is even worse. So I'm sorry, it isn't even dark in this room. The darkness causes the illumination level in the area to drop 1 step. You have bright ion stones. Or I'm sorry, you have normal light, so it becomes dim light. It's not even dark.
But it actually, it counters lower level spells, so light is a level 1 spell.
Ion torches are based on a 3rd level spell. It does not counter the 3rd level spell of continual flame. It is dim light. This is the shittiest darkness.
The worst darkness.
I thought ion stones are based on light. But
No, I'm pretty sure they're... Because it's the cheapest thing you can do. You take a dull gray ion stone, and you enchant continual flame on it.
It is continual flame. I actually have it up right now.
Yeah. Because you can do that for like 100 gold. Somebody burns out their little spell story stone or their wish stone, and boom.
Which one is the one that gives off the light? It's ion stone.
I don't remember what it's called, but
ion torch.
Ion torch, yeah.
Yeah, that's because you said it, and I looked it up, and that was because I didn't remember the name of it earlier.
Yeah, it's continual flame. Which is
Yep.
So yep.
Yeah. I am like extremely disappointed by this version of darkness.
So if I know that darkness, if I know
maybe you want to change the plan. So
then I would immediately be casting glitter dust on top of myself instead of the darkness on top of myself.
Yep, and glitter dust is 10-foot range, right? Centered around you. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you will illuminate Aravos by proxy, and see Aravos is like lean down over the thing as you do that.
Wait, hold on.
So this would be
the only time.
Hold on.
I will say
hold on.
this.
One sec. Before you roleplay it, Aravos, you stole the just to clarify this to Aravos, you stole the dagger from him. You moved around to the body, and in that point, he gets his action, which is casting glitter dust.
Okay,
while Zeke is moving around and dragging the body.
I thought it was glitter dusted right in front of him.
No, you're glitter dusted by the body.
All right.
So yeah, then you shout, "This is the only time."
We do not determine who dies and who lives. That is not our choice. I have asked this once, and I will not ask this again, Erebos. If you and I both die here right now, then that will be the case. But we are not ending this without a discussion.
I don't know. I'm pretty close to the.
Give me a sense motive in there, Aravos. And give me an intimidate there from... I actually want this to happen, so give me an intimidate from Maldronicus. Oh, never mind. You don't even need to do it. Because there is words within those words that could have been detected, but not with the 6.
At least the things I got scared of were incorporeal.
Even your botch, though, still beats it.
I can understand the Pegasus, but this creature clearly needs to be killed. My knowledge...
It has made threats versus us. It seems to be a power. We do not know. Maybe it could be negotiated with. How do you know that it can't be?
Have you studied the religious texts, Maldronicus?
It has seen us bested. Have you studied the religious texts, mister? I don't believe
with
in
that statement, hold on. With that statement, can I get Ra to give me a knowledge religion now?
The last I recalled, you don't give a shit about gods, Erebos.
That's
We
a
of us
misconception.
God believers are just in plebs to you.
Ra, you know that if this actually is a demigod, if this has god-level power, if you can kill it on its altar, you can gain some amount of its power.
I don't want power from this.
Right,
nature.
but you now understand why somebody else might have an interest in this.
I got it.
I've read enough books
I do want to know,
Mhm.
do I know anything about for the curse to be lifted that this creature has to die, or is me consecrating its altar enough?
If the
Or do I not
creature
really
is
know?
responsible for this, then the creature would need to die. Maybe the altar alone isn't enough.
What have you consecrated? You consecrated.
I've consecrated the altar.
She has
so
fully
basically-
consecrated the altar.
Yeah, the entire altar is
And
been
and basically the area where the thing that was hanging had fallen.
Like what, the throne too, or?
No, not the throne.
'Cause I saw the stuff over here. I thought you had consecrated
Yeah.
this earlier, part of this earlier, right?
No, she's not
Yeah,
consecrated
so-
the throne yet.
No. I've only consecrated this altar right here, and it basically took me 2 consecrations to get the entirety of it.
Mhm.
So the altar's been consecrated. The creature is like laying in my consecration technically right now.
Yep.
But that's all I have done.
Since our prior discussions, I've been studying up on Thoth, and I know much about religion now, and there are secrets that Thoth has revealed to me in my studies that I must kill this creature.
A religion.
It is the only way to extinguish the creatures that are enslaved to it. I recall it in the books I've read.
Erebos, don't lie.
Then how about we check if the Cyclopses are free?
At
How
least
about we
be
do
honest.
Go check.
You come with me,
Yes.
because I apparently cannot trust you.
Oh, did we just now learn this? Is this the thing that we're just learning as a party?
Fine. If the creatures are still enslaved, then may I extinguish its life?
We will determine that after we see.
And Ra, this is not a lie. Thoth hides many secrets from the servants of
Sashat.
Shashat.
Yes.
I
Thoth,
didn't
the
say
evil
that
god.
was a lie. I just be truthful with your motives. That's all. We
I
both
am
know.
being truthful.
Are you saying the full truth?
Yes.
Has he ever? Does anybody
Cassius.
ever believe anything that he says? This is really baffling me. I don't understand this. This man has lied outright every single time he has spoken about anything.
My actions don't endanger the party, but I believe you were running away in combat. That sounds more dangerous than what I was ever doing.
All right. Well, I was gonna be nice,
Yes,
but
that one
I'll,
time.
if you're gonna Erebos, if you're gonna be low to people like that, just be honest that you want to gain its power.
I want to try and not reveal anything from my reaction to her saying that.
Give me a either bluff or disguise or profession actor check.
This is my shocked face.
Disguise.
Also,
I don't have any
whatever
ranks
he
in
says,
that.
I refuse to believe anything that he's saying.
Ooh, it's pretty
Right?
decent for my
Sense
charisma.
motives versus this. I believe
God.
actually we know Mal might. I think Mal auto does. No, Mal doesn't auto. He closes, but
God damn it! I can't do anything.
No, it's
Oh my God.
it's Ra that might auto.
yeah,
and
I think
Ryan
Ra
is-
autos.
I get a plus 12
Auto
on my
what?
sense.
You sense motive versus it, just because he is actively trying to lie to you.
Okay.
Zeke's on my side.
In fact, I would be like trying to
Yes,
actively tune
thanks.
out things he's saying because it's infuriating me at this point.
Are we really having a debate over killing these types of creatures?
Well, just
You're right.
hurry up
We
and go
should
check
kill
and
some
see if
evil
those
creatures.
are alive.
Fine, let's go see if the things are still.
Let's go,
enslaved.
Erebos.
Enslaved, yeah, enslaved on it.
Okay.
The rest of you, watch it, and I swear to God, if it is not breathing when I come back, there will be consequences.
The two of you walk through the hallways of like doors closing and opening and closing and opening, and get back up, and the Cyclopses are still laying there unconscious.
Hey, Ra, is that the only thing that's an altar to this thing?
Things gotta get some heals.
I'm
I-
not really sure. I can't tell.
I take out my necklace, Steve, and I put it on one of them. And I
Okay,
tap
and you
it.
activate it. Yep. It wakes up. Ah!
Yeah.
And are you gonna let it stand up, or are you gonna take an AO on it?
Yeah.
Can I
I
make
had-
a sense motive to see how it feels?
Sure.
I don't know if I can. If I can't, I'm just gonna ask it. Don't Get up, friend. Just tell me, are you back to yourself?
It starts standing up.
Stop standing, friend.
It stands
I
up
want
fully.
to be right on this. And if he stands up, I'm gonna knock it back out.
Okay. You knock it back out.
Are you not satisfied, Maldronicus?
I turn immediately to Erebos. I'm sure you're happy that you're right. I'm sure that you're happy that we probably have to go in there and kill that thing, aren't you?
No. I don't relish the taking of life. It is necessary. Elves live long lives.
Did you want me to consecrate the throne?
Yeah, if you don't mind. If you can. I don't know how many spots.
All right, hold on. Let me let these two go back and forth, and then you guys can do your things.
Why
we'll
is
give
it
you guys
necessary?
separate time.
As an elf, we live long lives, and we don't take lives easily. Out of character, I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but I'm just trying to remember.
It took you all of a few seconds to decide to try and end his.
Because I told you, I've been studying up on Thoth, and there's secrets been revealed to me that I cannot share, but its life must end if you wish these creatures free. I don't know if you know of Thoth, but it is of secrets that I must keep.
My gateway into the knowledge of gods is still young and still being built. But I promise you, I am doing my best. I'm doing my studies to try and learn. So tell me what it is that I do not know.
See, that's your first lesson of Thoth. I cannot tell you that. Thoth is the god of secrets and knowledge, and keeping such knowledge. I've been taking favor to him, as you may have noticed. I value keeping my own secrets, but none of which that would endanger the party intentionally, of course.
I don't fully understand for you to understand this, Erebos. In accepting my gift and accepting many things, I now know things about you that you may not wish me had to have known. But let's just lay it out. Let's just lay it out as straightforward as it is. You are a very self-serving individual, and it will take a lot for you to change that. Is that true?
I believe we are all self-serving in some regards.
You much more so than others.
Debatable.
So you deny it?
I don't deny serving my own self-interest, but I deny putting the party at risk.
I never said that you were.
Okay.
But nonetheless, if this thing dies, I already told you that there will be consequences on us. Will you take those consequences, Erebos?
Are you positive? My knowledge is telling me that killing it is the solution, not the problem.
It has made a threat. Do you take the threats of gods idly? Because the last time that I laughed at a god, someone else, the one that you now replace, died because of it.
I do not think that thing is a god.
Oh,
if it were a god, we would not be still standing.
Do you live for thousands or hundreds of years? Do you enslave those indefinitely?
Yes. Steve, in the history of elves, have they enslaved people?
Elves have enslaved people. Absolutely.
They have?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Elves have enslaved people. There are bad elves just as much as there are good elves.
There are elves. There are elves that have enslaved such and do that live for hundreds of years. Yes.
I have been a slave, Erebos, and every second of every day I have tried to get away. These creatures, these Cyclops, have been here for what they claim are hundreds of years, if what Ra says is correct.
Would you kill your slave master if he was laying before you in that altar?
I did kill my slave master,
and
I regret it every single night that I try and sleep. The only reason I sleep anymore is because of Ayun and the comfort she brings me. And you don't understand what can catch up to you if you start letting these things go, do you?
Why do you?
It is a slippery slope, Erebos.
I don't understand. You kill your enslaver and you regret it? You wish you were still bound in chains?
I don't wish to be in chains, but I don't wish to think of blood every single night that I sleep. Do you?
No. But I seek to end those that cause this type of suffering to others. How can you have experienced such slavery and stand by and contemplate keeping it alive to keep them further enslaved? It puzzles me greatly.
Perhaps we can relieve its power. Leave it powerless. Make it feel helpless. then it can understand what it does to others.
Now, Dronicus, your solution is not final enough. The creature lives, it will find a way back to power, I guarantee you that. It obtained almost godhood, as you noticed. It is not god-like, but I could tell its strength is not of normal creatures. You would allow this creature to live and gain its power back?
I don't want that. But also, if you take its life, you endanger your own life. And in doing so, you endanger the success of this operation. I fear if you die, I will die as well.
What are you talking about? If you're all afraid of risking anything, you can all leave and I'll do the deed myself.
Do not tell me I'm afraid of risk. And I take sort of this stone that's in my robe and I throw it at your feet.
What is the stone?
I have risked everything to have you in this party. Everything!
Do I recognize the stone he's thrown at my feet, or what is it?
Describe it to him.
I actually don't know how it looks exactly. Can you remind me, Steve?
You're talking about the object you got as a result of the scroll?
Yeah.
It looks as though he's thrown a paper mache gem on the floor, on the ground in front of you.
Is there a check to realize what this is? Do I know what it is already?
Yeah, well, give me a perception as you're looking at it.
I'm surprised it didn't start with an appraise check.
It has Mal's signature on it, and it has your mother's signature on it.
What is this travesty? I'll reach down, uncrumple it, or...
So you try to uncrumple it, and it will not uncrumple, but the words are in a way that you can read it if you cast Read Magic.
I will cast such... Oh, I do have it memorized.
So you look over this thing with your Read Magic running. Mal's life is bound to yours. This is one of the most powerful law spells that your family has developed. A way to sort of is close to permanently ensure the life of another by using another as a vessel in the event that that life should be extinguished. Mal has basically signed an agreement that says, if you die, you get Mal's body.
Arvos would not believe this at all. Is there a way to tell if this is like a forgery or is this like impossible?
With the Read Magic, this, in order for this to be a forgery, this would have to be, whoever made this would have to be the greatest wizard this world has ever seen.
What? I don't understand. Why would you agree to this, especially after our disagreements? And why is my mother's signature here? She could barely comprehend my presence when I was there. What is this?
I fear, or maybe you understand. I should owe you an apology when I called you as bad as your father. You do not deserve that, not yet. But your family is legitimately psychopaths. The fact that your mother would sick the mob on us to keep us from leaving with you.
She could barely speak. You speak nonsense.
She spoke quite deliberately to me, Erebos. She knew exactly what she was doing. You would not have been allowed to leave town unless some agreement was made or much blood was spilt. I did not want to spill any more blood. We've spilt enough already.
What you say makes no sense. My father had confirmed to me myself, her faculties are leaving her. She could barely...
Well, clearly your mother deceives your father better than your father is aware.
It's impossible, Mal, I tell you.
Oh, really?
He's one of the greatest wizards to walk this plane. You think he could be
being
fooled?
a wizard means his nose is stuck in his books, as mine has been. I have been deceived many times. I will be deceived again. I'm sure of it. There is nothing about being astute to detail that keeps you immune to being manipulated. Tell me I'm wrong.
Of course, I've been fooled before, but this doesn't stand to... Why would you even do this? I don't understand. This makes no sense.
A man in a room told us that these creatures that will destroy this whole area, are extremely, and I mean extremely, resilient to the abilities of my class, of us characters that rely very heavily on these magics. You have an essential role in the success of keeping my party alive. A role that I can't fulfill. Only you, Erebos. I risked my life so that you could be here. And I need you to carry through on the worth that I have asserted to you.
I don't know if I need to check to mentally, remember, I want to remember this conversation specifically.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. You talk about this man in the room again. You made a bargain with your life on some stranger in a room. This is not making any sense, Mal. You say you can't trust me, but you're speaking nonsense. If the military heard of this, one of their top generals were speaking in this nonsense, you might be let go from the military. You're sounding crazy.
I very much trust Cassius, and I very much trust... It's too hard to explain in this short amount of time. But we have encountered such knowledge before. It was confusing to me then, and as I have matrically put together at this point, I now trust this man. Everything he has said is correct, to a T. That's impossible to do by chance. Impossible.
Have you heard of their spells to track you and watch you? He could have just...
Every single detail of every single moment of a man's life.
It's possible.
No, it is not.
Hmm.
Even the greatest of wizards cannot do that consistently.
So what did he say my role in all this was then? Why are you risking your life for just me? No one else in the party is worth such a bargain?
No one else was being threatened. The man said that our only way of attacking their strengths is to go after things that are not their strengths. You imbue in this power much power, or in this party much power. That is a way of attacking a strength.
Well, this is all very fantastical. I still don't see why keeping that creature alive downstairs helps us at all.
Because if we kill it, whoever kills it, something will happen. So, how about this, Erebos? Look at this disgusting face. Look at this half-orc, inferior body, and imagine a lifetime in it. Imagine that.
Arvos physically recoils at the thought of that.
If you really aren't afraid of that, then I beg of you, take this dagger. Oh, I actually don't have one that you could actually hold for very long. Take some weapon and stab it, and see what happens. Because if so, you die, then this is what you get to look forward to for the rest of your life. And I'll just walk away, back into the chasm.
Okay.
I would like to... I don't know if I only get that, one check, but I just want to, from whatever that check gave me, I want to know, is there a chance of death for doing this? Or is all the knowledge I know is just, you literally just... You gain power, and there may be some, something how might happen, but death isn't really a...
You know that if you take the life in your hands on the altar of the creature, on an altar of the creature that is the god, you assume its power.
Okay. Then I will... is there a weapon lying on the floor of the Cyclops that I could wield? Or
Not anything that you could wield, no. They're huge.
Okay. Then I'll go back in and look for a weapon.
Okay. Well, the two of you are heading down the hallway. What are the other four of you doing?
I believe Cassius was trying to ask me if I had consecrated anything else and was implying he thought it might be good to consecrate the throne.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so I will toss a consecration on the throne.
Sure. The spirits, Sphinx will tell you, the spirits still remain. Sphinx, I believe you are healing up Zeke. Go ahead and use up your heal. You haven't used a healing hex on him yet, so Zeke heal 12.
So, what do you know about what he's trying to do?
If this thing really is a demigod like we believe, if you can kill a demigod and spill their blood into their altar, you gain some sort of powers that the demigod possessed. I don't know exactly how much or which or all, but supposedly you gain some of its power.
Yeah, we need to get that thing away from that altar. If he comes back and tries to do that, I'm gonna kill him. I'm not letting this happen. I'm not letting someone that evil get that kind of power. I'll do it myself if I have to before I let him do it.
I don't believe the power of a creature this evil anyone should wield. I do
Agreed.
think it should die, but I don't think it should die on its altar. Although, I don't know, Mal, did you say anything to the rest of us about the curse, or is that something that you have not divulged yet?
Not really. He didn't make it clear.
Okay. So, yeah, that's all I'll say then.
All right.
I mean, if it has some sort of power, I mean, that could benefit us for the good of the world, I mean, we need as much power as we can claim to take down this.
There's
thing.
no way that Aravos is getting that power, though. I don't trust that. No offense, but whatever power it has is probably more powerful than whatever we are. And if it takes us over and turns us evil, I don't want to deal with it. But I don't know much about God's stuff. All I know is that he's got an intent, and he's been nothing but an issue since he's been in our party.
With my knowledge,
and if what she's saying is true,
would I know anything else about exactly how much power or what kind of power? Or
it depends on. So what you know about this is it's like a transference of followers. So whatever followers this god has, and whatever mechanism they are, you gain it along with the rest of what that all entails.
So that would also entail that everything that was enslaved to this creature just basically becomes enslaved to the person who it transfers to?
Theoretically.
Okay.
But I mean, we could potentially have the power to release them also. I mean, if
does it work that way though? Because if
we don't know.
If they're choosing to follow the god, I don't believe it would release those. I feel like you could maybe make the choice to release people who have been forced, maybe against their will, to follow. But anyone who's actively following it out of their own will.
Well, you wouldn't need to release someone like that because they're willingly following.
Also, regardless, he went invisible to do it. I'm assuming that I would have been able to see the whole interaction with him and Mal, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was glitter dusted, so.
I didn't want to say that in character if I wasn't around when I saw to see that part. So.
Well, obviously his ghost would be.
So anything he had to do to go invisible to do.
Try to stop him. I mean, I don't.
Can we get the body away from this altar at least?
Well, so I'm wondering if all these spirits become attached to whoever claims this power. Should we try and give this to Sphinx?
Ghost army.
My worry
That's a terrifying thought.
This creature is a super evil creature. Will this power corrupt if it touches or goes into someone who's not evil? I don't want to see our little Sphinx corrupted.
The only thing I know is that it won't corrupt Arvos any more than he already is. And who's to say that we're not useful to him anymore if he gains some sort of demigod power? I can't. I
mean,
can't let more
I
evil shit
agree. My
happen.
opinion is that Sphinx should gain this power.
Does anybody
of,
know what would happen?
Of all these spirits?
I mean, the only knowledge I have is theoretically it's a transference of powers, so all the power, followers, etc. that goes along with being a demigod transfers from this creature to the one that takes its life in the altar. I don't know specifically what that means for the person. It's all theoretical. It should do this, but no practical knowledge of it actually does this. So
is there another way to strip a god of its powers?
I mean, I believe if we kill it not on its altar, it's just done, gone.
Then all we have to do is deal with whatever curse it put on us.
Well, I don't think we know about the curse because Mal actually hasn't said anything.
Mal hasn't explicitly said it's a curse.
Well, it said, oh yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Comment. Never mind.
Yeah,
I thought it
understand.
because,
so we just heard some gobbledygook and
yeah, sorry.
Mal's freaking out about what it said, but we don't know what it said. We're like,
yeah.
So, like I said, my opinion is that yeah, we absolutely should kill this, and if we can gain its power and it will help us fight this larger evil, that is a very good thing to have.
Sphinx, do you even want to have to deal with all of these extra spirits following you around?
I mean, it wouldn't be anything new.
I mean, people are offering your name up, but you're not really saying anything. I don't want to force anything upon you that you don't want. I wouldn't want this creature's power, but
it's also hard to tell what it even does.
It's a gamble regardless when we have no way to tell. It's going to be a crapshoot. It's whether or not you want to gamble on it or not, but...
We can always augury. That is how that works, right? Isn't that how that works? I don't know how that works.
You could see what happens immediately after and roll back.
If I turn evil, will I turn evil?
But would you know instantly that you're evil, or would it just be something that slowly corrupts you day by day and you don't realize right when you do it that it is corrupting you a little bit at a time? I mean, I think anyone who knowingly takes this creature's power needs to be okay with the option of potentially being corrupted to evil, because I would assume a power from an evil demigod will do nothing but eventually turn you evil.
Same here, but I don't know much about religion, so...
I mean, and maybe it is all about how you use the power. I just
feel that we're going to want as much as we can have to fight this thing that we're going up against. That's just my feeling.
I won't stop anyone, but I don't want this power.
All I know is whatever he has planned, it's not going down, because I can't let something that evil happen and knowingly. I just can't do that again.
Let's see what happens when they come back and what they've decided and what Mal has decided.
Can we at least move the body away from the altar, please? I'll try to help. I'm not that strong, but...
Yeah, I'll try to help for at least now until we make an official decision.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not much
help,
help, apparently.
It's fine. That's not really how you move it. The two of you can start moving it together.
Okay. You know how far away it has to be from the...
it has to be over the altar.
Not in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
okay.
So yeah, the blood would literally have to be spilled into the altar. So as long as an immediate cut won't spill blood into the altar, then it's theoretically safe for the moment.
All right, so you guys can drag it away, and I think at that point, Mal, what's your movement speed?
Haste wears off. It'd just be 20 feet around.
Okay. So Aravos, you would probably technically get there before he would, and you would still... Invisibility is 1 minute per level, correct?
Glitter dust is 2, though.
Yeah,
Glitter dust is 1 round per level.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, you guys talked for way more than... Okay, yeah, so you two would arrive back in the room. And see them, like, dragging the body away from the altar.
What are you guys doing?
Towards the throne or away from the throne?
Away from it. I don't know what's on with the... It was sitting in the throne, and the throne is suspecting me anyways.
Okay.
All I know is that, like, in the opposite direction, I don't see anything that's, like, overtly religious anywhere.
We don't want to just prop it up onto the throne and see
No.
what happens.
You said the hole was, like, over by the throne, right?
The what?
Or you said there was a hole in the ceiling, right?
No, the ceiling has just, like, the what is kind of holding it up has kind of crumbled a bit. It's not fully imploded upon itself, but whatever this heavy thing was, like, enough jostling of it, like, caused it to break part of the ceiling loose. But just like the supports that hold the ceiling up, right above above where the altar is. That's why there's all this debris around the altar.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right, so you've dragged it over there.
What are you fools doing?
If it's not dead when we come back, I would basically announce that everyone should huddle.
Right.
And we're going to make a decision. Cyclopses are not free. This thing, as we have learned in the past, the gods wish things to be truly final. This is not final until we have made it final. But whoever kills it will likely incur some sort of permanent disability. I want you all to know the risk of this before you make your decision. But that is where we are. So at this point, I would take out like a number of stones, and I would like arcane mark each one like a Y or a no, like a yes or a no, and I would hand each person 2 of them. And I would say each of you will put 1 stone in, a yes or a no, after marking your name on it. And at the end, if we all vote unanimously to kill it, then one of us that votes yes will draw. And whoever draws will kill it.
I think we need a clarification here, though, because there are options on killing it. If people vote yes, there's the option of killing it in the altar, where it transfers its power to someone, but also transfers all of its followers. Those enslaved Cyclopses will still be enslaved, but enslaved to the new person. Killing it
Potentially.
But that's assuming, yeah.
We are ending this slavery. I personally will not
killing
vote
it
yes
off
for
of the
transfer.
altar, I believe, will just end it all.
Tell me, Ra, how many powerful people have you met that are just good people? Every single one I seem to meet seems to be an asshole.
Sorry.
I trust in a lot of you. I've seen you all do great things. I just fear what any of us would happen if we encountered that power. It would eat at us until we become a little narcissistic asshole who sits in his tower and makes demeaned remarks about... You know what? Let's not get into it.
What if the power from this
reckless?
thing is the only way to beat this thing that we're coming up against, though?
These things,
Also,
Zeke, these things oppose magics. They resist it. I don't see why this would influence that.
Also, I don't know too much about magic, but that augury thing, would that work potentially?
I don't know.
If we ask the right question. All I know is that she asks a question and sits down and has a little seance and a little tea and crumpets with her ghost friends.
Then in a situation, what question do you ask? Will the power corrupt the person? Will the curse have a huge impact on the person? Well, there's so many different...
We don't have time for this. Zeke brings up the most valid point. Mal, you brought up earlier, our whole goal is to stop the threat to the north. This is the way to do it.
You're not touching him.
Why not?
Do I have to explain it?
Yes.
Has everybody here lost their intelligence?
No. They hold it. That's why you need to catch up, Cassius.
Because you're the only person in this room that might be more evil than it.
That's preposterous.
You're right.
If I was more evil than that, I would have ended all of your lives much time ago.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being more evil and more powerful.
What are you basing the evilness off of, though? I have not seen it by this unicorn situation.
Everything that he's done has been suspicious.
Okay, hold on. Ryan, I need to make something very clear to the party. You're doing a very good job role-playing this, and I think the rest of the party is just not getting it. Ryan has taken the drawback paranoid. Ryan has, in every situation, assumed the absolute worst thing about that situation. To an extent that has actually fucked up his character's ability to properly interact with storyline arcs that I have handed to him. So his fear that Aravos is evil based on very little is accurate, in the same way that he initially thought that Zeke was somewhat evil and willing to throw away the party's lives for his own purposes. In the same way that he has not really trusted anybody in any direct way, or worried that he's got some worries about the Spirit Mother still. That's why he's constantly trying to listen for her. He's worried about Dan's leadership. He's worried about Ra's God getting in the way. He's put all these things into this. So this is coming from a place of a crazy paranoid person.
Whoa. We don't need to use the C word, Steve. That's offensive.
I have a creative solution to this problem.
What, give you the powers of the god?
No. I've recently been studying the powers of Thoth, and I believe
an evil god. You're right. We all do know that he's an evil god, correct? This is not new knowledge. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. Yeah, we're all very aware how evil Thoth is, right?
He's still a god, and he should be respected. Or do you dare blaspheme?
Just like this god, right? Just like this god should be respected.
He is not a god.
Isn't
what is your knowledge?
A demigod is a god, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Wrong. That's why it's called a demigod and not a god. There's different words for it.
Could someone astute in religion explain this to me?
I'm very astute in religion.
Sorry, can somebody that can cast a healing spell please explain this to me?
That has nothing to do with religion.
Other than...
Isn't it? Because divine magic is pretty religious, as far as I know.
Other than, the, gods obviously not being on our, plane or whatever you want to call it, I know that these demigods become gods by basically amassing enough people believing in them and following them, and if they do enough they eventually start to gain powers and kind of become a god themselves, right? How specifically does that differ from how Sashat became a god and honor and
the stories of those things aren't really told. The gods are the people who took part in making the world what the world is. So in sort of shaping or directing the world.
So I could at least assume that they were beings that have existed for basically ever and shaped and created the world, versus these are creatures that were probably ideally created by actual gods and eventually just amassed enough followers and believers.
One thing you do know, what's your total bonus to religion? Just to make sure.
I believe 10.
Okay. So default knowledge that you would know, gods haven't existed forever. The current pantheon of gods is old, but not implicitly in the existence of the start of the world. At the start of the world, the only god known was the Prime.
Okay.
And from there, a lot of theologians disagree about where the other gods came from and how it all happened. But there is a knowledge that when the world was first developed, there were only 2 continents. And over time, the world has grown larger, and it has grown more land masses. An entire landmass was grown in an area where a landmass wasn't before, to everyone's knowledge. And prior to that, a landmass that was inaccessible by people became it became into existence.
So I'll try to explain to Cassius. I probably can't word it all totally, but just the little bit I know that the gods like Sishat and Thoth and Honor, and all of those that we hold as the gods, have had part in shaping and creating the world and have existed for quite a long time. But it is a very mysterious thing how they came to be gods. However, these creatures, like the one we just killed, these wild demigods, kind of become what they are by literally just amassing followers. And at some point, when they have enough people who believe in them and worship them as a god, they start to gain abilities and powers sort of like gods, but I wouldn't say to the extent of. So that's in my knowledge, that's how they differ.
So in all intents and purposes, they're like gods, but less powerful. They gain their power from their followers, right?
They do. They have to have followers. Yeah, in
just
order
like gods
to.
do.
Yeah, they have to have followers in order to have their
What
powers.
What a great history lesson for you, Cassius.
Sounds like slavery with extra steps.
Right.
I mean, most of the time, these people are choosing to follow them.
Do those Cyclops sound like they're choosing anything?
I said most of the time, not all.
I have a creative solution to our problem. I have belief in Thoth that can exterminate this creature without any risk to ourselves. But I must complete a specific ritual with the creature on the altar.
No. Absolutely not. I'll put you down before that happens.
It will extinguish the creature's life and perhaps end its line of followers and not even transfer me the power. You're still not interested, Cassius?
No, because I can't believe anything that you say.
Well, maybe our religious historian over here can confirm this.
Yes, our religious historian can also tell us about how. I'm not even going to mention the Pegasus. Or
it was a damn horse with wings. Can you let it go, man?
What about the multiple times that you've tried to go invisible and steal shit?
Wow, stealing a few trinkets and this is life or death, Cassius.
Mal, those items that mage had that we just defeated, he had a bunch of trinkets on him, correct?
Cassius, calm.
No.
This man's speaking to himself. He's crazy.
It is okay. You can fight him in other ways. He will not achieve what he wants. You will be able to beat him one way or another. Sphinx, you also hear that.
Mal, this thought just came to me. It's a creative solution. It perhaps can end the line of this god without transferring me any power. There's an old ritual I read when I was studying Thoth. It may work, it may not. If it doesn't work, it only poses risk to myself, no one else.
I will not to vote for that thing to go anything near that altar. If that is what the party so wishes, then that is what we will decide. At this point, every decision we make has deep implications for all of our lives. We all bear the same weight, and we shall vote. That is my stance.
I'd rather take on whatever curse that thing has than put that kind of evil back into the world.
Sphinx? Actually, I'll wait. I want to see how this goes. So you're going to do the idea of the rock thing. Is everybody in agreement with that? The stones.
So we're going with the majority of the votes?
Yeah, so I'm actually good, because I realize there's 3 situations. Each person gets 3 stones. So there's going to be a stone for sacrifice it, kill it, or leave it alive. Those are the 3. No one else has proposed another solution, so those are the 3 stones.
Okay, so what I want from everybody is I want all of you to whisper the first letter of what you want to have happen directly to me.
Hold up, I just want to say how we're doing this. So what we should do is just do the vote of keep it alive or kill it, and then if we decide to kill it, whether we want to kill it or sacrifice it, as opposed to splitting up the votes 3 ways when it's 2 different ways, really.
That's a very good point.
So just whisper K for kill or A for alive?
If that's what Mel wants, this is up to Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be K for kill, A for alive, S for sacrifice.
Stop it. Okay, so he still wants it the 3 ways, so S for sacrifice too.
How do you do the whisper?
Oh, so we're doing it the 3 ways.
Yep.
So just do /W space
/W space GM
space
whatever letter you want.
whatever letter. So kill, K, A, or S. Cass.
Okay,
I thought
so
we were doing
real
two.
quick,
Yes?
hold on. So Cassius and Sphinx, you will hear a whisper in your ear that says, "There is another way. Choose sacrifice, and I will free them."
As soon as I hear it, I'm gonna look at Sphinx to see if she's hearing the same things I am,
I just nod.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna kind of look at Mal to see if Mal is.
Mal
Mal's
cannot
I
hear it,
cannot hear.
unfortunately. He
Okay,
is
I
still
just wasn't sure because
yeah, he is still learning. Okay, so I have
Ignore my first one. I thought we were doing
I know.
2.
I gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Who did I not get? Oh, I have not gotten Cassius
I
yet.
didn't.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk out.
Okay. Hold on a second. Stop it. I need to turn off the light.
I guess actually, I should do this when I hear that voice.
It is the Spirit Mother speaking to you. And she seems to have a way to solve this using the sacrifice that would possibly alleviate both options.
Okay, so, all right, I'm still gonna walk out. I'm just gonna
Okay.
toss the stones down and just leave. Because if I stay, I'm gonna probably do something that might not be such a good idea.
Okay. The stones are drawn as Cassius walks out, and the vote is 3 sacrifice, 2 kill.
Excellent. Can I propose my ritual? It may
That's not
extinguish
what we
this.
agreed upon.
It's sacrificing it. It'll work. I'm sure of it.
No. Flip one of the stones. Do it myself. I go to the 3 stones, and I'm going to pick one of the ones that has the S and flip it over. See what name's on
Roll
it.
me a D3.
I will say a silent player to thaw to make it me. And I'll say he won't regret it if it's me.
Zeke, choose an option if you want to. Plus or minus 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That should have been rolled in private. There needs to be... Oh, no, I guess it doesn't matter. You don't know what the options are. So choose an option. Plus or minus 1.
You said he can choose an option.
He can choose, yes.
Okay.
What, I'm just choosing plus or minus 1?
Yes, you may choose plus or minus 1.
I guess plus 1. I like plus.
Okay.
I don't know.
You flip over the stone for Sphinxara.
All right.
Mal.
Are you sure about this, Sphinx? You are a very good person.
She says she has a way.
I kind of like going close to you. And she.
The spirit. Okay.
So be it. The Sphinx that will sacrifice, I kind of say very loudly after sort of pulling back.
You would bestow such a burden on her? This is
how systems work, Erebos. You can't just buy your way with lots of money.
Yeah, I feel that with the followers being spirits, it would be best for Sphinx to have them anyway.
But I'm telling you all, I have a thing for Thoth.
This was not what was agreed upon, Erebos. Is this hard for you to understand? Did your parents not teach you law?
It's hard for me to understand when you fools are throwing away an opportunity. I have a way that we can extinguish its power without risk of cursing Spinksar to be damned for life.
You will not be cursed, my child. Do not listen to his words.
Sphinx, proceed. Zeke, help me with the body.
Yep.
I'm helping.
Okay, you guys can hoist it onto the altar.
I'm just gonna, like, as Sphinx walks up to it, just, like, give her a, like, small touch on the shoulder and just be like, I don't know if this will help you at all, but I would rather do it than not, and I'll give her protection from evil.
Okay. Now, Sphinx, I have an important question for you in this. Do you want to kill it for yourself, or do you want to kill it for the Spirit Mother?
Sense motive on Steve. Sense motive on Steve.
What? I'm just being your friendly neighborhood GM. There is great power if you kill it yourself. There is no greater power.
Yeah, I'm going with killing it for this.
Okay. So you hoist it onto the altar, and Sphinx, you can summon your spectral weapon to kill it.
Do we see this happening?
Yeah, she starts casting a spell. And as she casts the spell, you can see a very unusual manifestation occur. Did I call it the right thing? Spiritual ally. You see a very interesting manifestation occur. The spirits that surround her for the first time, all of you can see illuminate. And they all kind of pull forward from her and wrap into and around the weapon, and form the shape of some sort of humanoid figure. And a long beam of light seems to reach down and pierce the throat of the creature. And it gurgles as it roars one last time. And the blood spills into the pool, filling the pool. And the body starts to rapidly decompose into ash that fills the altar. And then the spirits that all stand above it swirl around the blood, and the blood slowly starts to disappear. And the spirits are gone. Sphinx, gain a level. Right now, put your XP to whatever the level minimum is.
So experience once.
For the level, for next level. And the rest of you, I will dole out XP for this encounter.
Okay, I thought you were about to say lose a level. I was like,
nope.
Wait, I'm gonna when I get outside, I'm gonna keep an eye on the Cyclopses to see if
these Cyclopses will slowly turn translucent and then disappear.
She was supposed to kill it by her own hand. I have no idea what this nonsense you all are doing.
I need to get to XP. Oops, I need to do this the right way. Then, Sphinx, after being set to that, everyone gain 4,000... I'm sorry, I need to add your bonuses. Everybody gain 5,700 XP.
This is probably a question I shouldn't be asking, but does that include me?
Why wouldn't it?
Because I didn't know if like some of that XP was from when she actually killed
that
it.
XP is for that all the XP you're all getting is for defeating the encounters that were placed before you. Actually, each of you gain an additional 1,000 XP on top of that. I'm sorry for completing the 6,700.
Okay.
All right, that levels me up to 8.
Maldronicus and Cassius. At this point, anytime the Spirit Mother speaks, you can both hear her.
Nifty.
I'm going to be right about the Spirit Mother, and I'm going to be real upset because my poor rolls on trying to find out about her.
I just want it for the record. I assume everyone will be like slowly leaving this place after. I want to be the last one to leave and stick around for a few minutes.
Okay.
If that's possible. Unless it's like everyone must leave this room.
We're going to discuss that next session.
Okay.
How things go after this and how people feel about it.
Yeah.
For now, let's wrap up XPs.
Do I need to wait to level up, or am I okay to level up between sessions?
You're fine to level up between sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
you guys will rest on the road, so... Sphinx, you will definitely level up between sessions regardless.
Oh, and I'm going to go check on Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
He also disappeared, absorbed by the Spirit Mother.
Not again.
Pierre is doing fine and is quite surprised as you come out and the Cyclopses are like fading into oblivion. Sphinx, you'll also notice, by the way, that all of the poltergeists are gone.
I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about the Spirit Mother. I know we can wait until we can do this next session.
Yep,
I know
we will be doing this
I don't
next
want to
session.
keep adding on stuff.
I'm going to wrap up the stream. Everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Okay. Bye. Good night.
I finally get to attack.